I lost my job and my wife started mocking me. Then I found out she was cheating too. So I let her destroy herself while I got rich. I, 34M, got laid off a few months ago, and my wife, 32F, turned it into a F asterisk asterisk king joke. Not a cute, inside joke. Not something between just us. I mean, she made it public. She made me the punchline. Let me back up. I'd been working at the same tech company for over 6 years. Decent money, remote gig, nothing crazy. Then out of nowhere, boom, we're merging, departments are downsizing, and my position is no longer essential. Just like that. It sucked, obviously. I didn't cry or anything, but I came home in kind of a daze. Told my wife, Lisa, and expected at least a little sympathy. Maybe a hug. Maybe we'll get through this. Instead, she barely looked up from her phone and just went, "Damn. So what are you gonna do now? I hope you're not planning on sitting around all day." That hit weird, but I let it slide. I figured she was just stressed. I was too. But over the next few days, she got colder. Like I'd done something to her. She stopped talking to me unless she needed something. And the digs started coming in. You could at least vacuum if you're going to be a house husband. Wish I could just wake up whenever like some people. And then came the dinner with her friends. We were at this little backyard barbecue thing at her friend Megan's house. Just a few couples hanging out. Beers, burgers, all chill, until Lisa decided to get funny. Someone asked how work was going for me, and Lisa cut in with, "Oh, he's taking a gap year. You know, like college kids do. Except he's 34. Then she laughed. Like it was hilarious. Everyone gave those awkward, polite chuckles, and I just sat there like, what the hell? That was the moment. I didn't say anything that night, but inside, something snapped. If this is how she acts when I'm down, what's she gonna do when I really need her? I made a decision right there. From that moment on, I wasn't gonna defend myself. I wasn't gonna beg her to respect me. Instead, I was gonna stay quiet and watch. And the things I found out in the weeks after that, let's just say being unemployed was the best thing that ever happened to me. So yeah, I let Lisa believe I was still unemployed. She thought I was sulking around, job hunting all day, probably feeling sorry for myself. Truth is, I landed a new job just 2 weeks after getting fired. And not just any job. A friend of mine who started a tech startup reached out after seeing my LinkedIn update. He offered me a remote gig, higher pay, flexible hours, no micromanagement. Total upgrade. And I took it. But I didn't tell Lisa. I know. That sounds shady. But you weren't there. You didn't hear the way she kept talking to me. She started referring to me as her third child whenever she was on the phone with people. Told her mom I was going through a midlife crisis. At one point, she printed out job listings and left them on the kitchen table like I was some lazy teenager who needed a push. Every time I tried to talk about our finances, she'd cut me off with, "You don't need to worry about money right now. Just focus on getting back on your feet." Meanwhile, she's spending like we're ballin'. Amazon boxes every damn day. Hair appointments. Spa visits. Takeout for just herself. She even started looking at new couches online. Retail therapy, she called it. It didn't feel like she was stressed. It felt like she was thriving. So I made a second decision. I opened a new bank account under just my name. Every paycheck from my new job, straight into that account. Every bonus, every freelance side gig, tucked away. I paid my half of the bills, sure, quietly. But the rest? I saved. And I started watching. Closely. I noticed weird patterns. She'd leave the house dressed up to run errands. Started working late more often. Except her job is mostly remote too. Her phone was always on silent around me. Screen flipped down. She changed her phone password. First time in 7 years of marriage. Now, I'm not the paranoid type. Or at least, I wasn't. But something was off. Really off. Then one night, I heard her giggling on the phone in the bathroom. Door closed. I crept up. And I swear, I heard a guy's voice through the speaker. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I took out my laptop. And hired a private investigator. I wasn't gonna accuse her of anything without proof. I needed facts. And what that PI found. It turned this little game I was playing into a full-blown war. Okay, so the PI didn't even need long. Guy was efficient. Day 3, I get a message. "You're gonna want to see this." He sends over photos. There's Lisa, my wife, sitting at some outdoor cafe, laughing, smiling in a way I hadn't seen in months with a man I didn't recognize. Tall, business casual, real. My favorite podcast is about investing energy. They weren't holding hands or anything, but body language? Loud. She was leaning in, touching his arm. And in the last photo, they hugged. Not a goodbye hug. We've been doing this a while hug. I felt sick. Like physically. Had to sit down. Not just because she was with someone else, but because it confirmed what I'd been suspecting. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't imagining things. This was real. The PI got more. Turns out this guy's name was Derek. He worked with her. I remembered her mentioning him once or twice way back, but always as a work buddy. Apparently, work buddy was code for let's meet up twice a week while my husband thinks I'm at Target. I found texts, DMs, emails. She'd been using her tablet for everything. And guess who still had her iCloud logged in from years ago? Me. She was clever, but not tech support clever. They were texting all day. Inside jokes. Dirty stuff. Conversations about when things calmed down. Even talk about moving in together once she was free. Free. That word hit different. She was already planning her exit. Already decided that I was dead weight. But here's the best part, and by best, I mean insanely hypocritical. Lisa had been telling Derek that I was the reason she was miserable, that I refused to work, that I had no drive, that I was becoming a burden she couldn't carry anymore. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here bringing in more income than ever, paying our bills, cooking dinner every night while she's out here pretending she's living in a Netflix drama. I didn't tell her what I knew. Not yet. Why ruin the show before the finale? So instead, I played along. I kept acting clueless. Kept letting her feel superior. Watched her lie to my face over and over about where she was, who she was with, what she was dealing with. And every night, I added more to my little folder of receipts. Because when the time came, I wasn't just going to catch her. I was going to expose her. Nicely. Publicly. And with a smile. So a few weeks go by. Lisa's fully living her double life. Playing the stressed-out wife at home, but the flirty free spirit with Derek on the side. And me? I'm just chillin'. Cooking dinner. Doing the dishes. Folding laundry. Playing the role. On paper, I'm the perfect stay-at-home husband. But behind the scenes, I'm stacking paychecks, screenshots, GPS data, email logs, and a whole season of evidence. Then one night, she hits me with the classic. Can we talk? Ah yes. The universal sign for, I'm about to drop some nonsense and pretend I'm the victim. I say sure. I sit down. Play dumb. Even act a little nervous. She goes, I've been thinking. A lot. About us. About everything. Then she launches into this Oscar-worthy monologue about how she's been carrying the emotional weight of the marriage. How I've changed. How I don't try anymore. How she feels like she's losing herself. She even throws in some therapy speak. You've become emotionally unavailable, Nate. I feel like you're just existing. Not really living. Bruh. You mean I'm not living because I'm not out here cheating with Derek? She's got tears in her eyes by the end. Real ones. I'll give her that. Could have won an Emmy. Then she finally drops the line I'd been waiting for. I think we should try a trial separation. Boom. There it is. Now, most people would have reacted. Argued. Got defensive. But me? I just nodded. Calm as hell. Said, okay, if that's what you need. And she looked surprised. Like she expected me to beg. To get angry. She didn't realize I was already 10 moves ahead. I told her I just needed a few weeks to sort some things out first. Wrap up some stuff. She agreed. Figured I'd be out of her hair soon enough. She had no idea I'd already lined up a lawyer. Already rented a condo under a fake LLC. Thank you, tech job perks. Already prepped an exit plan that made her look like the one who ghosted. But I wasn't done yet. Because now it was time to really lock in the finale. So I bought two things. A nice new watch. Something flashy. Something she'd notice. A discreet nanny cam that looked like a regular speaker. I set it up in the living room. Right by the couch where she always FaceTimed Derek. And I waited. Waited for her to get comfortable. Waited for her to let her guard down. Waited for her to say the things I already knew on camera. Because if she wanted to play games, I was going to build the highlight reel. And when it was done, I'd hit her with the surprise of a lifetime. To be continued. All right. So, the nanny cam is live. It's disguised as one of those little Bluetooth speakers. Modern, sleek, blends right in. Lisa loves it. Says it classes up the living room. Yeah, babe. It sure does. Especially in 1080p. The thing is motion activated and sends clips straight to my cloud drive. Every time she walks into the room, boom. Recorded. Now, I'm not expecting her to do anything wild in the house. She's sneaky. But words? She loves to talk, especially when she thinks she's won. And sure enough, 3 days after the "we need to talk" conversation, I hit the jackpot. She's on the couch, glass of wine in hand, FaceTiming Derek. I'm upstairs pretending to sleep, but my phone buzzes. Motion detected. Living room cam. I peek. I watch. I listen. And man, she's lit. She's talking about how she finally got Nate to agree to a separation. Says it's only a matter of time before he moves out and gives her space to breathe. Then she laughs, this nasty little laugh, and goes. Honestly, I think he's just relieved I didn't call him out for being useless. He still thinks I don't know he's been looking for jobs, but let him play house a little longer. It keeps him quiet. Oh really? Let me play house? Then Derek asks, so when can I come over for real? And Lisa, my wife, says, soon. Maybe next week. I'll make sure he's out for the day. I've waited long enough. I saved that clip in 3 folders, 3 different drives, and even emailed it to myself with the subject: foolproof divorce evidence, do not delete. She wasn't just emotionally checked out. She was mapping out my exit so her affair partner could enter. And just when I thought I'd seen enough, she goes in deeper. Starts talking about our savings account. How I don't even know what's in it anymore. How she's just moving a little at a time, so I don't notice. Oh no, sweetheart. I noticed. You thought you were moving pieces on the board. But the truth is, you're a pawn in a game you didn't even know was being played. At this point, I had everything. Proof of the affair. Proof of her intent to screw me over financially. Video and audio of her bragging about it. A financial paper trail. A PI report thicker than a Game of Thrones script. So I called my lawyer and said 2 words. It's showtime. Now all I needed was the perfect moment to go nuclear. And lucky for me, our wedding anniversary was right around the corner. So, our wedding anniversary rolls around. 8 years of marriage. 8 years of forever. At least, that's what we said in front of our friends and family. This time, she barely mentions it. No gift, no card, just a casual. Should we do something low-key this year? Sure, Lisa. Let's keep it low-key. Now here's where it gets good. I tell her I invited a few people over for dinner. Just close friends, like we used to. She acts surprised but agrees. Probably figures she can use it as one last performance before she officially makes her exit. I spend all day cooking. Table set, candles lit, playlist on, wine chilled. Real romantic setup. She even gets dressed up, thinking maybe I'm trying to win her back. Sweetie, I'm about to win everything. So the guests arrive. A few couples we've known for years. Small talk, drinks, good vibes. Lisa is playing the doting wife, laughing, touching my arm, saying things like, Nate's been trying so hard lately. It's cute. I smile. Sip my wine. Let her dig. Dinner's served. Everyone's eating, chatting. Then someone asks me, so Nate, how's the job hunt going? Before I can answer, Lisa cuts in again. Oh, he's got it down to a science now. Wakes up at 10, scrolls Indeed for 15 minutes, then takes a nap. It's like spiritual unemployment. Everyone chuckles. Some awkward, some not. I just nod. Then I say, actually, I've got a surprise for everyone. Lisa perks up. A surprise? I go to the hallway and grab a thick, black folder. Drop it right on the table. It makes a nice little thud. I look around and say, this is a timeline of everything I've been doing since I lost my job. The room quiets. Lisa's smile freezes. I open the folder and slide a few things across the table. My offer letter from the new job. Pay stubs from the last 3 months. A screenshot of my new bank account balance. A printed transcript of her FaceTime call with Derek. Still frames from the nanny cam. A summary of the PI report. One by one. I don't say a word. Just let the paper speak. Lisa goes pale. Tries to laugh it off like it's a joke. What is this? Some kind of prank. I look her dead in the eyes and say, no, Lisa. This is me showing you the same respect you've shown me. Nobody's laughing anymore. You could hear a fly pass out. Then I stand up, smooth out my shirt, and say, by the way, the condo is ready. I'll be moving out tomorrow. My lawyer will be in touch. Oh, and Derek? Tell him I said good luck. His wife might be calling him soon. Lisa tries to speak, stutters, actually, but the damage is done. Her friends are staring at her like they've never seen her before. I walk out. Calm. In control. No yelling. No tears. Just silence and power. And man, it felt good. So I leave the dinner. Didn't even look back. I drove to my new condo. Clean, modern, peace-filled. Had a beer on the balcony. Put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Slept better than I had in months. Meanwhile, Lisa was getting absolutely torched. Apparently, right after I left, one of our friends, Megan, her ride or die, just looked her dead in the face and said, "Is all that stuff true?" Lisa didn't answer, just kind of melted into her chair. One couple dipped immediately. Another asked if she really had a boyfriend. She denied it. Megan didn't buy it. And the next morning, I woke up to 11 missed calls and 17 texts. All from Lisa. Stuff like, "Can we talk? You blindsided me. I didn't mean for things to go this far. Please, let's fix this." Nope. She had months to talk. She chose to mock me instead. She chose Derek. Now she can keep Derek. Except plot twist. Derek's not exactly single. That little detail came out real fast once my PI ran a background check. Yep, Derek's married. With 2 kids. And guess who got an anonymous email with a highlight reel of her husband's extracurriculars? Mrs. Derek. She didn't just call Lisa. She showed up at her job. According to Megan, who, by the way, switched sides the minute she saw the receipts. The confrontation was ugly. Screaming, crying, HR involved, the whole soap opera package. Lisa got put on leave for mental health reasons a few days later, which is code for HR is reviewing this mess, and you might be unemployed soon, like your husband used to be. Except he isn't. Not anymore. Divorce papers got served the same week. I didn't even hand them to her myself, my lawyer did. I was too busy booking a solo trip to Greece. First class. Paid in full. With money she didn't know existed. I heard she moved in with her sister. Derek ghosted her the second his wife found out. Deleted socials. Changed numbers. Lisa tried messaging me one more time a few weeks later. "You didn't have to humiliate me like that." I didn't reply. Didn't block her either. I want her to see me living well. Thriving. That silence. That's my closure. So yeah, that was 3 months ago. Since then, I've moved into my condo, upgraded my life, and, for the first time in a long time, I breathe easy. The silence? Peaceful. The space? Mine. The drama? Gone. Lisa? Well, she's not doing too hot. After I dropped the receipts at dinner, she basically imploded. Her reputation? Shot. Our mutual friends? Most of them ghosted her. Megan sent me a message a week later that just said, "Holy sh*T. I had no idea. Her job situation? Let's just say HR doesn't play when workplace affairs go public. Word is, she's still on leave, but the company quietly started hiring for her role. Guess Derek isn't returning her calls either. Last I heard, she was staying at her sister's place, trying to rebuild. Whatever that means. She sent one final message, the kind that's not angry, just tired. Something like, "I wish we could have handled things differently." And you know what? I don't. Because I gave her every chance to be decent. Every moment to show respect, compassion, loyalty. Instead, she laughed when I was down. She lied. She schemed. She betrayed. So I gave her exactly what she earned, a silent exit, and a front row seat to me thriving without her. Now, I'm still working remotely, making more than I ever have, hitting the gym, traveling, actually smiling again. And yeah, I'm single for now, but I'm not broken. If anything, I'm better. So, to anyone out there who's being belittled, mocked, or betrayed, stay calm, stack your evidence, level up in silence. And when the time is right, let the truth speak for itself.